Right. Welcome back to another episode of the Career Gossip Podcast, episode number 39. Um, we are gonna have a quick um. Normally we would have a quick catch up, but because um I want to get this episode out as quickly as possible, we're gonna get straight into it. But to let you all know that next week's episode we will be doing a critical review of Ollie London's Gender Madness book.
I so
So
badly want it to be like a 5-star book. Like I
yeah,
genuinely do. I want it to be like 5 out of 5 stars. I want to love this fucking book because that would be the funniest option. Like if we
yeah,
go in and hate it, which we will because it will suck, that would be
yeah,
expected. Us coming out loving it, that's the kind of shit that I want. I want this to be like, okay, I think he's a fucking idiot, but he wrote it great.
yeah.
But that's not going to happen.
No. Um, I won't
But
go.
like, I want to make sure, like, I want to like the things that we will be reviewing. That in
Yeah,
general, I don't think.
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
Uh, yeah. Oddly enough, I actually don't think like wasting your time on the negativity is that
yeah.
healthy.
No,
Which is, yeah, like I know who I am, but I tend to have fun with it. Is like bad media critique is
yeah.
I get
So
mad at bad
yeah,
media. Yeah, but all the
yes.
fun.
So yeah, when it comes to us reviewing that, do you please bear in mind that we are going to be. It's again, I'm not going to speak for Max. Max can speak for herself, but from my point of view, I will be attacking the book. I will not be attacking Ollie London unless I bring up his past drifts that he's done.
And I
But
want to
yeah,
make very, very clear that I will not be talking about the book. I will only be ad hominem attacking Ollie London.
yeah,
Uh, it will have no substance. It will just be insults. I'm
yeah,
joking. But I haven't
yeah.
read the book, so I don't know what I will
No.
think of it yet.
Uh,
I've been kind of like busy with. I know I've been busy, but I genuinely don't remember this fucking week.
yeah, yeah. And um, if Max can get a hold of the book, I'm sure she'll read it. If not, I'm sure she'll probably. If not, then I can just fit in what I've written, and then she can just go on and talk about
Yeah.
whatever.
And like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll give you this. If I manage to actually read the book, I will be reviewing the book honestly.
yeah,
If I didn't, I will be doing my own review about the book that I imagined it to be.
yeah. I've already done.
That's what I will be doing. Like that's
Yeah, let me. Where is it? No, wrong one. Right, this one. Where is it?
now I need to make sure. Da, 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 da. There we go.
Um,
Ah, oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
um.
But it's so hard to see the lies that I
Suffice
speak.
suffice to say that I've already made a lot of notes, and I am. Let me go into my. I listened to this on Audible, by the way, and I'm already, and I'm only 2 hours in.
Yeah, Oh my god, I genuinely hate the Audible app so much because it's so fucking user unfriendly. But we have like a similar thing in Sweden, which should have this book. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah. Um.
But yeah, notes.
Yeah. So, like, I've got another 7 hours and 20 minutes to go. Obviously, I might not. I might skip a few parts here and there, but
The conclusion.
yeah. So yeah,
Like
you
we
have
already
that.
know its conclusions. Kill trans people.
Yeah. So
I'm not saying that Oli London wants to literally kill trans people. What I'm saying is that he wants trans people to not be alive.
Yeah. So yeah, look forward to that review because I have a feeling that I'm probably gonna tear into him, even though I just said I won't, but I'll probably end up doing that anyway because he's a prick. But
But like he's
anyway,
a piece of
that's
shit.
next week. Yeah, that's
Like
next.
if because yeah, but I just need to like when we talk about like yeah, ripping into him unfairly, fine. But if he says something that's fucking reprehensible, yeah, I'm going to call him out for it. Like
Yeah,
uh, this because it's not a piece of fiction. It's not like Brandy Alexander being a bit of a cunt works without saying anything about Chuck Palahniuk because she's a fictional character.
yeah,
This is his fucking opinions and his experiences.
yeah,
When
and
he went under Yellowface and said that now I understand trans people.
yeah. So we'll be getting into that next week. Also, um, a week like next Saturday will be our 1 year anniversary of the podcast.
Oh,
Next Saturday.
I gotta buy
So
cocaine.
yeah. So you've got that to look forward to. And
Yeah,
then
that's cool.
we'll so yeah. But for
I'm
today's
gonna do
episode,
something for a celebration of that,
yeah,
and everyone will regret that.
yeah. uh, right. Uh, right. What should we um we'll get into it and I'm also gonna because I've bookmarked some things on Twitter as well. But we'll get into it. So right, so the first article we'll be doing is um an empty shop unit in an Essex city that dates back to before Roman times could become the home for for the British School of Drag and an LGBTQ plus bar. The former co-op store off Longmire Street, Colchester, has been vacant for a number of years, making no positive contribution to the vitality or viability of the city centre. According to a planning application, Essex Live reported, if plans are agreed, the space will be transformed into LGBTQ plus bar, the Dragonfly Lounge, which would help resuscitate an almost entirely vacant city centre unit. The application adds that this change can only be a
Yeah,
positive
but it will be
outcome.
faggots though. Is
Mm,
basically what they're probably thinking.
yeah. For a unit that has stood empty for so many years. A safe space,
Yeah.
inverted commas, for LGBTQ plus community. If the plans are approved, the central area of the ground floor will become a cabaret style sitting area and a stage. Joe Palmer, Tweed, a co-partner of the Dragonfly Lounge, told the BBC she hoped the venue would open by March and provide a space for the drag rich, again inverted commas, city. Locals have been incredibly supportive, again in inverted commas, of the proposal. Like, like incredibly supportive. Mm, I had a doubt of that
Yeah.
because it depends on on which demographic they polled. The inclusive
Yeah,
again,
but why the
inverted
fucking
commas.
inverted commas?
Yeah, like they've used inverted commas like 3 times already.
Is this pink
Or
news?
yeah, unfortunately, because
Yeah, they need
and
to hire a fucking proper editor and fire the piece of
yeah,
shit they have now because holy shit, they can't read.
yeah, and also if anyone else knows of a pink news alternative that's not a shit, then do let me know because I'm having to go off of pink news. Not that I support what they
I'm
do
gonna
or what they've done.
I'm gonna start I'm gonna start my own, and it's going to be called Max's Maximum Max's Maximum Muse Show. To keep the alliteration, I'll have to change it
Yeah,
to Muse. because fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going to start that, and you're all going to beg me to find a proper a replacement instead. So
Yeah.
find one first.
Yeah. The Planning Application
Holy
Act.
shit! I wouldn't want to see my queer news show.
I'd tune in. Um, the planning app, the
It would be
planning,
funny, but like
yeah,
I think it would like set the fucking movement back like 70 years,
uh, um, the planning
which would be
application,
kind of funny as well.
yeah. Here's another inverted comma. The concept of the bar
Jesus
is
fucking
something
Christ.
unique in the city centre. Well, it can't be that unique, as it is more than a regular drinking
Oh.
establishment, of which there are many. The new enterprise will offer a safe space for the LGBT plus community and a performance venue for local drag artists, as well as a home for the British School of Drag. Okay, um, like we'll
Yeah.
see how popular it becomes. Natalie Summers, Colchester
Yeah.
City Council portfolio holder for communities, heritage, and public protection, praised the plan as, will you fuck off with the inverted commas, a testament to the
Yeah.
growing diversity and vibrancy of our city. First of all,
At
stop
least that one
using,
sounded like a quote, though.
well, yeah, but like for fuck's sake,
Yeah,
Col-
like it's still fucking shit.
yeah, Colchester was the first major city in Roman Britain and was then known as Camulodunum. Camulodunum. Okay, whatever. So that's that. So there's a new, basically, drag school and LGBTQ plus bar opening up in Essex. So that's good
Oh,
for them.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and we'll
Like
see.
as good as anything can be in Essex.
Yeah. um,
We live in the
next one.
hell of the world, but yeah,
Yeah,
let's let's open a
yeah,
gay bar and see if we'll be happy.
yeah.
I'm
Um,
sorry to anyone living in Leeds. I've never been there. It's just funny to make fun of places.
I'm going to make a massive generalization because I've never been there myself. But if you've ever watched, I suppose it's kind of the same thing
If you've
when
ever watched a
people.
brother and a sister fucking, you've been to Leeds.
That's true. If you've ever seen Geordie Shore and you've never been to Newcastle, that's just a generalization. If you've ever watched the Only Way Essex, which is basically a rich version of Geordie Shore set in Essex.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
fucking depressing, honestly.
Yeah, that's a massive generalization, but that's Essex.
Yeah.
Um, but the next
Holy fucking
one,
shit. How did you manage to say something more depressing than I did?
I don't know. This one is good news. Thailand legalizes equal marriage in a historic moment for Southeast Asia.
Oh.
Thailand has officially become the first country in Southeast Asia to legalize same-sex marriage, with the first couple set to marry in January. So King Maha Vajiralongkorn signed the bill legalizing same-sex marriage in the country on Tuesday, the 24th of September, after it was
Yeah.
approved in Thailand's Senate in June. The bill will come into effect on the 22nd of January 2025. The King's approval of the law comes after over a decade of activism for same-sex marriage within our country. The new law amends Thailand's civil and commercial code, now describing a marriage union as one between two individuals rather than a man and a woman. It will also
Yeah,
allow
this fucking should be.
yeah, it will also allow LGBTQ plus couples to adopt, have equal access to marital tax, savings, rights to property, and the ability to decide medical treatments when their partner is incapacitated. And Tumaporn, co-founder
Yeah.
of the Bangkok Pride movement, told the BBC that she plans to organise a mass wedding for more than 1,000 LGBTQ plus couples when the bill comes into effect in January.
They're fucking cool.
So that's massive. So that's massive history.
Like
Today,
it's actually shaken until now, but it's
yeah,
better that it happened.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I mean, I've said this before in previous podcast episodes, but there's more that can be done. But we'll take any victory that comes along, and it's a victory nonetheless.
Yeah, we're not really spoiled for choice, are we?
No, we're not. Today, we're not only getting to write our names in marriage certificates, but we are also writing a page in history that tells us that love never set a condition of who we were born to be. Chuma Porn said it's a triumph of equality and human dignity.
Except for
LGBTQ plus
Milo Yiannopoulos,
activist,
that fucker.
yeah, Suritasa Ninlapiak told AFP, "We are all delighted and excited. We've been fighting for our rights for over 10 years now, 10 years, and now it's finally happening." Prime Minister Petongtan Shinawatra wrote on Twitter X, "Congratulations, everyone's love. #love wins." So
Good.
yeah, so that's good news. Um,
Holy shit, I don't know how to react.
Now because I'm petty. Let me go into my book. Let me go into my right. First of all,
Yes, please.
let me right. Let me do this and then. So yeah, um, Graham Linehan said something, and I think you mentioned before that you yourself was in a coma. So I think you're the best
No,
person.
I had a stroke. I had a stroke.
A stroke, but I think
Yeah.
you're the best person to reply to this because
I
Glinner
always
being
have.
Glinner is an absolute dick. So where is it? Where
Which
is
is
it?
funny because he has no absolute dick.
No, you don't. Right. This is what Glinner wrote um on
Oh,
the 15th of
bracing
September.
myself for impact here.
Yeah. Right. So to give
Yeah.
context, have you heard of the show called Gimme Gimme Gimme?
No.
Um,
What's it about?
Basically, Gimme 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 was a comedy show. It had Kathy Burke in it, and it also had
Oh no, yeah, I know I know which one that is.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm sorry.
basically,
Like the title made me think of ABBA for some reason.
yeah, it does that well, yeah. So Kathy Burke said, "I love being woke. It's much nicer than being an ignorant fucking twat." That's what Kathy Burke
Yeah.
wrote, and obviously because Gina, he had to reply. And so he replied by quote tweeting, and he said, "She threw her gay colleague, James Dreyfus, who also appeared in Gimme Gimme Gimme, under the bus to please fetishistic straight men." Then he tagged at Kathy Burke. Then he said, "You're about as woke as a coma victim."
Woke doesn't mean that kind of woke. First and foremost, it's like not only is it shit, but that was Glenn, right?
Yeah, Yeah, Glenn said you're
Yeah,
about as woke as a coma victim.
I would. Yeah. Like, okay, honest to God, I'm not going to be the one to pull like some. Oh, you're not allowed to do that. Like, first, I'm not because I have no ground to stand on. I have definitely like. I tell we should pull the plug on people like by daily on Twitter, but I think it's a fucking bad burn because it isn't. It's nothing. It's just a void. It's it sounds like it's supposed to be a joke, but it's not. Like there's no joke there. It's just
Yeah,
shit.
and
It's like
yeah,
saying someone got fucked in the soft spot when they were born is grotesque as shit and actually way more offensive than that, I think. But
yeah,
it's so absurd that it's funny. Like you're as woke as a coma victim. It's just nothing. It's just fucking
and obviously, because
fantasy as bullshit.
yeah, and obviously because I felt a lot more petty that day, the next day, sorry, on the 16th of September, I quote tweeted him and I said, making fun of a coma victim now or Aglina. And our Cathy Burke didn't throw James Dreyfus under the bus. He threw himself under the bus by being a
Yeah.
transphobic, homophobic prick, aligning
Oh,
himself
nobody
with
wants to
TERF to
work with
issues
me
like
because I'm a
me.
cunt.
Yeah. And then,
If I ran around at my job with a fucking machete hacking kids up, I wouldn't be getting a fucking job as a teacher. I would
no,
be getting a job as a police officer.
yeah. And someone called Clay Reith responded, and this is his response to me: holy shit, you're a moron. The simple analogy is that coma victims are not awake, i.e., asleep, unconscious. How the fuck is this making fun of coma victims? Then I replied, Clay, I'm
I don't
not a
know. How
more.
does it feel to not be awake? It
Yeah,
sounds kind of boring.
then I replied, Clay, I'm not a moron, and there's other analogies he could have used, yet he chose to use coma, which is not only in poor taste,
Yeah.
but was clearly meant as a joke, which completely failed.
Yeah.
And if I'm a moron, which
Yeah.
I'm not, why are you following me then?
Ah,
Which at this point he was following me. Then he
yeah.
says, then he replies back saying, none of this addresses the point at all. Well, you didn't have a point in the first place.
Yeah,
It
it
is
kind
not.
of did, but like,
He then doubled down and said it is not controversial or insulting that people in a coma are not awake. That's a necessary condition for being in a coma. I'm not following you. Then I
you
said,
remember the Terry Schiavo
yeah, I do.
Family Guy
Yeah,
joke? That's a funny as fuck joke, but
yeah,
it's offensive as all
yeah,
hell. Like
exactly.
that's my thing. That's my thing about this. Like this is a controversial joke. It's an offensive joke, and like I'm not against offensive jokes. I do them all the time, but at least own that. Don't be a fucking coward about it.
Yeah,
Like I've said shit on Twitter that should get me fucking suspended. That's why I've been suspended constantly.
yeah,
But like, but what I'm saying, yeah, it's a bad taste joke. Just respond to that. Just say that, yeah, I know it was, but I feel that it
yeah,
was funny enough to warrant it or something. Like, at least own up to it, you fucking cowards.
yeah. I then responded, and he hasn't responded since. What a shocker.
Yeah.
Clay, I think you missed the point. Just to say, and I quoted him saying, "You're about as woke as a common victim," is poor taste, and it is controversial and insulting to those who have members of common victims slash survivors. And yes, you were, but I've now removed you. But so
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
just Grinner being Grinner, a total fucking arsewipe.
oh yeah, absolutely. I just
Um,
gotta need to. You're gonna have to read what I write aloud because if I do it, it will sound like I sound narcissistic. But I am going to do a tweet on this one because I that was the funniest shit I've ever heard.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
uh, like him being him fucking hell, Graham Linehan being bad at comedy is like my not. It's it. I didn't have that coming in the fucking late 2010s and early 2020s. Like I genuinely never expected him to be like
Yeah.
this fucking boring of a person. Let's see, Twitter Glinna. Because I feel like is he accusing coma victims of being racist and transphobic cunts? Is that what he means? Like trauma victims aren't woke, and he means it literally. He means
Yeah.
they're actually just shitheads. That's what he's saying.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's shithead. That's what he's saying. God damn it, man.
But let me um in but yeah, so yeah. Uh
Yeah.
in other news,
Yeah, he's a fucking moron.
yeah, he is. Um this
Yeah.
this article is on the whatthetrans.com. Um it's a podcast all about trans news updates, policies and all of that.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Um Japan's Society of Psychiatry and Neurology, JSPN, finalized the fifth edition of their treatment guidelines for gender incongruence, formerly gender identity disorder, on August 21st,
Oh,
and released them the following week on the Society's website, as well as on that of the
oh,
newly renamed Japanese Society of Gender Incongruence, JSGI, formerly the Japanese Society for Gender Identity Disorder, or JDGID. The new guidelines are in many ways similar to the previous fourth edition, first released in 2011 and updated several times through 2018. This will come as no surprise, as both the fourth and the fifth editions are based on the seventh edition of the WPATH standards of care. Yeah, the good old WPATH, which doesn't
yeah.
mean much. Um, Although the fifth edition also utilized the guidelines produced by the Endocrine Society and the University of Amsterdam, the WPATH SOC 8, while released in 2022, is only mentioned in the introductory chapters. Regardless, there have been a number of important changes to the Japanese guidelines. While some of these were likely influenced by possible upcoming changes to legal transition, several other new realities also needed addressing. um, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll put the link to this in the description.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Japan's transgender treatment guidelines received update. So do go
Yeah.
take a look at that. Um, but yeah, so that in other Twitter
Oh,
news,
it's not terrible.
no, it's not.
No.
Let me right. It'll be in replies. Someone called Mary Chu, um,
Yeah.
who is one of our hate watchers, who seems to not like me for some reason.
Why am I not the one getting hated?
I don't know. You know, if you don't like me, I don't really give a fuck. But where is it? Um, uh, yeah,
Oh
Mary,
no, a stranger on Twitter
good
hates
old
me.
Mary.
I'm gonna kill myself because life is shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know why these people think you care, but that's
Oh, it
it's just
is
sad.
right. Blair White, pick me want to be the only trans woman alive. She said, because Will Ferrell says transphobia exists.
She might be the last, but she sure as shit won't be alive for long.
Yeah. So on Variety's Twitter page, Will Ferrell says transphobia exists because I think we fear what we don't know. I don't know why trans people are meant to be threatening to me as a cis male. I don't know why Harper is threatening to me. Why would you care if somebody's happy? Why is that threatening to you? If the trans community is a threat to you, I think it stems from not being confident or safe with yourself. That's what apparently
Yeah.
they've basically taken like snippets of what Will Ferrell said. And so
Yeah.
obviously because Blair White has to be at the center of attention because she had nothing better to do. She says
Hey, at some point she'll be at
transphobia,
the center of fucking
yeah,
hell at least.
yeah, transphobia exists because, like, inverted commas, let me live my life how I choose. Became, inverted commas, let me give kids sex changes, destroy women's sports, and control your speech in a blink of an eye. And so again,
That's a really weird way to spell that.
yeah,
Let me live as I like. Oh, but now it means this. Yeah, no, it doesn't to anyone but you crazy fucking
yeah,
person.
given the fact that Blair White doesn't give a fuck about anyone else but herself. So again,
Barely.
yeah,
She can barely fucking muster that because she's like setting herself up to genocide.
yeah, oh yeah. So again, I
Oh,
quoted
cunt.
and I said, no, transphobia exists due to anti-trans minorities such as TERFs spreading misinformation, disinformation. All the while, this is just regurgitated, repackaged bigotry, once spewed towards the gay community. Women's sports aren't being destroyed, etc. And outside Tanda.
Hmm?
Then Mary 2 chimes in, saying Blair had a point. Be careful with single cause fallacies. Something like transphobia is never going to have one singular cause. The recent anti-trans backlash seems to have been sparked by things like sports and trans kids, which people are understandably concerned about. Like,
Yeah.
uh, I then replied saying, Mary, do you not understand that the same thing that happened to the gay community, as I pointed out, is simply being regurgitated towards the trans community, i.e., saying this like, leave our kids alone, tossing the P word around, etc. And no, Blair doesn't have a point at all. Then, to put the cherry on top of the cake, dear Mary also believes in the cash report.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds fucking irrefutable.
yeah, that's that.
Can I just make shit up and force people to believe in it?
Apparently, that's what Mary Chu That's what Mary Chu bases her Twitter fucking thing on. Also, like, if you go onto her bio, it says transsexual schizo poster, trans issues,
Yeah.
politics streamer.
Yeah.
Like
That's
a schizo.
that's a fucking
So,
yeah.
but yeah, um,
Yeah. Sorry.
but yeah,
I
that's
can lose
good old
track of my
Twitter.
own brain for a bit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
um, so
Yeah,
right,
I'm
so
just
yeah, once you've done that, I'll read out. Um,
sorry. We should do what?
once you've done what you want to do, I'll read it out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just because that's such a fucking cunt thing. He's such a bitch.
Yeah.
Um.
Um.
Oh, good. When was Glenna born?
Let me have a look. Oh, Let, let me have a look. Unfortunately, let me have a look. Graham Linehan. When was Mr. Potato Head? When was Mr. Potato Head born? Let's have a look. Uh, he was born on the 22nd of May, 1968.
Yeah, thanks. I needed that one for the punchline.
Yeah.
There was.
Uh, let me. Right.
Uh, I suggest. Sorry, fuck. I suggest, how the fuck does Hemingway spelled? One M. Yeah, thank you, cunt muppet. There we go. Eat all the shit in the world. There we go. Now it's posted. Sorry about that. I just needed to get that one off my chest. And I'm genuinely sorry about like me. Uh, uh, hey Max, why don't you have a bigger following? Yeah, I wonder fucking why. Yeah, because this is the shit that I pull. I'm too cool for skill, motherfucker.
This is
Send the
what
teacher. Yeah.
Max has said. Has said. So she's quote tweeted the same tweet I did, and she put, "Did Aglina, the oversized fuckaroo ogre, suffering from a stroke since '68, just claim all common victims are in fact racist, sexist, transphobic shitheads? Because otherwise, I suggest a wake, or preferably, if you did a Hemingway, eat all the shit in the world, you ugly fuck."
For those of you who don't know, Hemingway deep throated a shotgun and pulled the fucking
Yeah,
trigger.
yeah. What
Say
a
what you
way.
will, he wasn't a quitter.
Yeah. Uh.
This is really funny. That's the only time Rick and Morty ever made me laugh. If that shotgun is your penis, then call me Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah.
That's the funniest
Overcompensating.
fucking.
Yeah. Overcompensating
Yeah.
never works.
Yeah.
Ju-
I'm
with-
also like, oh yeah, he doesn't tend to do that. Because everyone knows you're a big fat pony.
Yeah. Um. But yeah.
What
So
else?
.
I thought I did something on Twitter that actually got some like traction for once.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um. Drag Race France host Nicky about the back was contacted by Pick News reflecting on a performance that sparked controversy for its diverse and playful style, which some believed was inspired by The Last Supper. Nicky said, "I knew that it would be something very special. It was a massive honor." However, that didn't mean there weren't challenges. One of them being the dreadful weather. We were performing in the heavy rain for an hour and 45 minutes. Nicky recalls, I looked like a wet ass panda. Turns out waterproof makeup worked for me. Despite the downpour, the moment wasn't dampened. We were all looking at one another. We knew, regardless of the discomfort and probably the messiness, we were creating something beyond that, beyond what we could understand. The Drag Race star has felt
We
the
awoken
positive
something beyond the
impact,
grave.
yeah, of the performance on the world stage ripple through different communities. Someone from Algeria said, "Thank you so much. Nobody knew you would appear on stage, and my whole family, Muslim grandfather, parents, and cousins, saw this, and it started conversations." This person was in the closet, queer and Arab. Yeah. um.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not looking good for LGBTQ plus members in you know over there in like Arab nations at the minute.
Yeah.
So
I think this is why people join into a show for all the positive news we get.
yeah,
The
I mean,
optimism that we
yeah,
bring. Hey,
uh,
I'm joking. I think it's an
yeah,
important thing. It's just like
yeah,
fucking hell. Can the world just chill for a bit?
yeah. Because listen, if we had a choice, we would rather cover other stuff, but we have to cover the
Yeah.
negative and obviously also the positives. So
I would
with
rather cover my
with
face in cum.
yeah, uh, every religious person who has our interests at heart, who is an ally to queer people who wants us to have rights and safety. I apologize if you misunderstood what we wanted to do. So everyone who decided to use this to unleash their fat phobia, racism, transphobia, and homophobia, I wash myself every morning with your tears. In the aftermath of the online criticism, Nicky announced that she was launching legal action against former Lewis star Lawrence Fox, who called participants in the extravaganza deviant little pedos. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna say something right now. Um, I'll wait for it because I'm about to get on my what you would call soapbox for a minute. But people
Yeah.
like Lawrence Fox, right, who burns the flag, right?
Yeah.
You could burn as many pride flags as you want, but that's not gonna hurt. That's not gonna hurt us because we're not fragile.
We have more.
Yeah, right. But the point I'm making is we're not fragile. So if you're burning our flag to try and hurt us, you're doing the exact opposite, and that goes out to
Yeah.
anyone who hates towards us. Right? So go on, go ahead, knock your socks off, burn as many flags as you want.
If you do it, cool.
Yeah,
If
great.
you do it well enough.
But
If
it's
you
not
do it
gonna
well
hurt.
enough, like if you burn a flag in an interesting way, I'll signpost it because it'll look cool.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
also tell them you're a piece of shit, but like
Yeah,
you know.
but it's like it's not doing what you think it's doing. You know,
No,
the
fucking.
same as spreading false.
I once burned the Swedish flag on accident. The world
Yeah,
didn't fucking die.
exactly.
Like Sweden still exists,
Yeah,
I think.
it's same as regurgitating the same old tropes. Like you can it's not doing what you think it's doing. So just a PSA,
Yeah.
like go ahead.
I did once burn a Welsh flag and a sheep just ran over me.
Yeah. Well, sheep are pretty stupid, so that figures. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Animals aren't that smart. Then again, that
Oh no,
that
especially not when you run up to them and punch them in the fucking face.
no, no.
See how much of a bitch you are now, goat fucker. I've been in such a weird mood. Like I spent the night staying up with boyfriend, and we yeah.
Yeah,
There was
yeah. So
there was this one moment where I didn't know what I was fucking saying earlier today, but I've had some rest since then. Because after a few days of staying awake, all of a sudden the world is a nightmare.
yeah,
Uh, like an actual fucking waking nightmare, not the
yeah,
usual existential nightmare we used to.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, let me see if there's anything else. Right.
I have a few Twitter spats that I would like to bring up, but I'll do it if you don't find anything. Or rather,
um,
I would like to just be
yeah.
a bit of
I've
a
just
bitch and just quote myself because I've been funny on Twitter again.
yeah. It's I'm just going back into my notifications because I've taken a bit of a break, and so
Yeah,
uh, Mary as in the Mary 2. I'm sure she'll watch this
yeah,
because she's probably got nothing better to do than be a hateful
yeah,
person who seemingly, from my opinion. So Mary, if you're watching, this is my opinion because I'm entitled to. But you
mm,
seem to be against your own community. I'm just putting it out there from what you've been from you agreeing with the cast review. Like, oh yeah, that's it. Apparently she doesn't want children, specifically trans youth children. She doesn't want them to have the ability to transition. Apparently.
mm. What a nice person. I
Oh yeah.
don't
Um,
want.
where is it?
I want to be a fucking cunt today. Why? Why? And that's me asking that. Like,
Yeah, like this was a day ago. So she asked me who debunked the cast report. So Mary, you asked who debunked the cast report, and I answered, and now you're falsely. I answered, which I did, and now you're falsely assuming that I am in a thought cult. Yeah, you're the one who believes the cast report when I don't. Also, I always think for myself because I have a brain. You don't apparently, because
yeah,
according to her,
yay.
no one has debunked the cast report when it has been.
Yeah, of course. Like, if you,
And
but of course, because you can
yeah,
obviously barely fucking read.
yeah, and then she just replied,
Uh,
which I just replied to, "You're in it. You're in the thought cult. Thought cult." And I just replied saying, "False assumptions doesn't work, Mary." So like seriously,
yeah.
I asked her this question, like, oh yeah, gays against swimmers did a tweet saying breaking. The British Medical Association reversed its pause on implementing the cash review, which found, in quotes, gender affirming care has
Yeah.
remarkably weak evidence and unknown long term outcomes. We request a
Oh
blanket
no.
ban. Outlaw child sexual mutilation.
Yeah,
Mary,
of course, outlaw child sexual
yeah,
mutilation. I agree, but like, don't outlaw trans healthcare.
exactly. Oh,
Those are not the same thing.
yeah, Mary quote tweeted and said, "But I thought
Fucking believe it
all
now.
the major medical institutions were denouncing it." Oof. I reply saying, "Bang their bullshit, are we, Mary?"
Holy shit! I actually did something here.
Yeah. Uh. But yeah,
Can you see this?
yeah, I do.
Is
Yeah, I
this
can.
visible? Because I want to show something. I want to do something quickly.
Yeah,
There was this one, and I kind of like. By the way, this film, check it out. It's fucking great. They have the funniest gag I've ever seen in a film, where it's like, because they're in the literal hell, and
yeah,
then the pavement companies called intentions pavement company, because the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and they throw in sinners who tried to do good but didn't manage because they had good intentions, so they throw them in the cement mix, and that is genuinely a fucking masterpiece of a joke. But yeah, so I did this because did you see this bullshit? My daughter cut her hair in second. Did you see this video?
I might have done. I might have skipped it, but I mean,
Yeah. I genuinely hate fucking authoritarianism, especially with parents. Like, if you're this type of person, I have nothing good to say about you, and I kind of think that you should fucking die to make your life to make your child's life a bit better. That's how fucking hard my stance is on this. So I decided to be funny and say it as much, and I genuinely don't fucking know how this tweet has stayed up, because here's what I wrote as a comment, well, as a quote tweet. Any parent who considers this without immediately realizing, holy shit, I'm a fucking monster, and should probably put my kids up for adoptions by not shit parents, and then I should kill myself dead because I'd make the world worse. Like that, like when it comes to abusing children, fuck that
yeah,
shit. And like, yeah, making your fucking daughter's making your fucking daughter's bedroom a prison because you skipped school makes you a fucking piece of shit. Like, that's just the rule. So it's a shit parent, and you should kill themselves. And I thought, like, that sounds kind of like a punchline to a joke. So I wanted to speak really clearly. Also, the video is me just saying, sometimes I wonder if I'm a bad person, and then I remember, yeah, I am.
yeah,
And here's what I quote tweeted myself as then, because I needed to make sure that people knew that this is not a fucking joke. And I wanted there to be no questions about this. This is not a punchline to a joke. It's an honest to God recommendation. If you are this much of a piece of shit, you are better off dead. And your kids are better off without you. You narcissistic fucking vomit clown. Kill yourself. And that, what the fuck is a vomit clown? Is it a clown made out of vomit, or is it a clown that like juggles with vomit? Like, which one is it? Is it a clown that makes you sick, or is it a clown that is sick? Like, what the fuck is a vomit clown? Why was that the insult that I went to?
I don't know, but it can be,
Did,
but it can be both. So either way, your
is
point
it a
is valid.
genuine fucking word?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Um.
was funny though.
Yeah.
I just thought it sounded funny to link those two together, but like, what the fuck did my brain conjure up there? I don't know. That'd have been kind of cool, I think.
Yeah.
Um, oh yeah, I did it. Here's yeah, I finally got this. This was the one I tried to show you like a few episodes ago when we talked about like art and bad shit.
Yeah.
I made this. I hate it. Like, genuinely fucking hate it. It's the ugliest shit ever. Like, why did I give him a face? Why the fuck did I give him a face?
I don't know.
But like, and also the joke is so fucking terrible because it hinges on you first and foremost being one of the people who enjoy Rocky Horror Picture Show, and also for some reason remembering Pocky.
Yeah.
And like the entire
Pocky.
joke
Yeah.
just hinges on Pocky sounding a bit like Rocky.
Yeah.
But I sat up the entire night. This is the picture that made me like learn how to edit pictures. Because I got
Yeah.
this idea and I need to do it. Because art is dumb and stupid and wonderful.
Yep.
And that's
You're
why
not wrong. Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
that's what I tried to say in the Cecil B. Demented episode,
Yeah.
but I couldn't get that image to work.
Yeah. Um. This one popped up, and uh, so this one is all about stealthing. Stealthing is
Okay.
finally illegal in Queensland, Australia.
Okay.
Queensland, Australia has enacted stealthing laws. This means the non-consensual removal of a condom during sex is now finally illegal in the state. Under the
Yeah,
under
kind
the
of fucked that
state's
it wasn't.
yeah, under the state's new stealthing laws, The act is now classified as rape in Queensland. This brings the state's stealthing laws in line with New South Wales, Victoria, Australian Capital Territory, South Australia, and Tasmania, where stealthing is also illegal. The act of stealthing can carry a maximum penalty of life imprisonment in Queensland. A 2018 study from Monash University, Melbourne, found that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men who had sex with men were subjected to stealthing, with reports
Oh fuck.
suggesting that the act is rampant in the LGBTQ plus community. In 2019, a surgeon was cleared to return to work after being charged for the act. What is stealthing? Stealthing is where a sexual partner removes a condom during sex without the other person's knowledge, and therefore without their consent. The act can subject victims to both physical and psychological harm, including STIs and HIV, unplanned pregnancies, and mental health conditions, including anxiety and depression. The act was the first
Huh.
state to criminalize the act in October 2021, with fellow states following in the footsteps of creating similar laws to protect people from stealthing.
Which is good.
Yeah, I mean, they could. I mean, they could have made it illegal, like you know, a lot sooner.
Oh yeah,
But
like yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. But like, um, yeah, yeah, they should have as well. Like, it's
oh,
a
wait a
bad
minute.
thing that it wasn't.
Oh, it's like, oh, so we don't care about people. Fast forward, like I'm just throwing out a number. Fast forward 5 years, 5 years later. Oh, we should absolutely do something about it. Like, hang on, that doesn't compute.
Uh,
Like, do you care or don't you? That's the thing about government. They will only do
It doesn't
something
care.
or
It
enact
just wants
some,
to win.
yeah. They will only do something if it benefits them. Otherwise, they don't
Yeah,
give a fuck.
which is kind of fucked because they're supposed to be working for us,
Yeah,
like governments.
yeah. The changes to laws in Queensland include making stealthing illegal and the affirmative consent model, which is part of the state and government's aim to tackle sexual and gender-based violence. Let's see how long that lasts until they get fed up. Under this
Yeah,
model, laws in the states require people to give and receive free and voluntary agreement to participate in a sexual activity by someone with the cognitive capacity to give it. Well, yeah, that's a bit of a grey area there because people can still lie, which does happen.
yeah.
Uh, the
Oh
legislation
yeah.
also now recognises coercive control as a criminal offence. So again, so again, so again, so
Wasn't
again,
it already? What?
so you're
Coercive? Suck my cock or I'll blow your brains out. No, that's not a criminal assault. It was just done under threat. Fucking hell! I hope.
so
Oh my
only
god!
so
I'm sorry.
only
Like,
so
good that it's
uh,
illegal, but Jesus fucking Christ!
so only now so it's only up until now that you've finally realised what coercive control is. Yeah, well done, government of
Yeah.
fucking
Uh,
Queensland, Australia.
Australia is the fucking joke of a country. But like, what I love about I'm sorry, really shouldn't say love when it comes to this. Like, I'm just picturing the one guy in all of Queensland who's like, no, fuck. Like, he
Yeah.
had his day ruined because he's been thinking about it for his entire life, and now finally he was going to coercive control into fucking someone in the butt. And they passed this damn law that made it illegal. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck does this happen? How is I cannot buy cocaine, but there are places in the world where people can rape each other and it's not rape.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
me buying 1 gram of cocaine makes me into narcotics. Not makes me into a fucking druggie, like a junkie, like a fucking
Yeah.
drug addict. And like, but I don't know. I guess blackmailing 17, 18-year-olds into sucking on my knob would be completely legal in Queensland yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. They are completely backwards.
They when I went to Australia, they fucking took my cigarettes at the airport because I wasn't allowed to bring them in. But I guess if I was just bringing in my rape train, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
I don't have a
Um.
rape train, I rent it.
Yeah. So yeah, they now recognise coercive control as a criminal offence. But
Yeah, good, but
coercive control happens in abusive relationships. So why they fit like okay, welcome to the 21st century, I guess.
this is why, by the way, this is why people need to stop using the fucking Swedish rape statistics. Because here's the thing about the Swedish rape statistics. If you're in a relationship and you get raped every day for a year, that counts as 365 fucking rape dipshits. So you like, and in other countries, most of the countries actually, that counts as one because it's the same person.
Yeah,
That's why the Swedish rape statistics look like they do. And like, for example, Australia clearly wouldn't have that same representative statistics because they apparently allowed rape to not be rape.
yeah,
Which is a nice way to keep the rapes down. Like, no crimes anymore. Let's make everything legal so we won't have any criminals.
yeah. This is what people don't
Genuinely, my
see.
entire fucking philosophy.
Yeah, this is what people don't seem to understand. Just because you make coercive control illegal, rape illegal, right? Let's say, hypothetically speaking,
Yeah,
it will still happen. You haven't actually
yeah,
stopped the actual cause. All you've done is just put a law out there. That's it. You haven't put any actual motive behind it. It will still
yeah,
happen. The same thing's happened with domestic
yeah,
abuse, right? They tried over
yeah.
here, they tried stopping it, but the thing is, it will still happen. So,
Oh yeah, then it
you
will
know,
still suck.
um,
Yeah. But at least it's now like, at least they can like fuck them over for it now.
yeah,
Like that's good.
about 10 years too
It's
late.
just like it should have. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, it should have been done like way sooner.
Yeah,
This is a fucking a fucking embarrassment.
exactly. So coercive control as a criminal offence, which is a form of psychological abuse. Well, yeah, I think everyone knows that already. Come on, pal. Um, Commonly
Not if
seen
it's a
in intimate
corpse.
partner
No
homicides.
psyche.
Yeah. Um, the state government in Australia said the abuse is designed to harm, punish, or frighten victims. Well, duh. Well, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
abuse means. Like, what planet are you on? It carries a penalty of up to 14 years imprisonment.
Yeah.
Um, if this story has affected you, call 1800 1800 respect on 1800 737 732 for free information, counseling, and support for those impacted. So, so again, if this story has affected you, then do call 1800 respect on 1800 737
It will just be
732.
Aretha Franklin songs playing on a loop.
Yeah, basically.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
So yeah, so well done, Queenland. You're like 10 years too late, but well done. It really shows how much you fucking care. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, oh yeah, um, Saint like um Rosie Duffield has resigned as Labour MP.
Good,
Um,
I think. Right?
uh, Rosie
She was
Duffield,
bad.
who
But
resigned as a Labour MP on Saturday, 28th of September, with a blistering attack on Keir Starmer over donations and policy, has been at the centre of controversy in recent years due to her comments about the trans community, with her views leading to some of her former party peers previously calling for the whip to be removed. The MP for Canterbury has repeatedly been criticised for calling trans women male-bodied. But like, okay, fair enough, whatever, and stating that she doesn't believe trans women should have access to domestic violence shelters, women's prisons, and single-sex toilets.
what? Just in general, domestic violence centers. Like not only women. Like no, you're not getting any. You're
Yeah, what? But so again,
that's
what
the
people don't
sickest thing
feel,
ever.
yeah. So what? I don't like. People aren't stupid, right?
No,
But
not in
what they
general.
fail, but what they fail to realize and understand is that it's not just cis women who use DV centers. Trans women
No,
also
yeah,
use them as well. Because guess
yeah,
what?
and also like men.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah. Because guess what?
like
It's not
yeah,
just
they tend to be like certain,
yeah,
but like it's even if yeah, I don't know. I'm
yeah. It's like it's not
I'm
it's
gonna
not it's
become the
like
fucking joker. This is my joker moment.
yeah. It's like it's not just cis women who are abused physically. It's also
Yeah.
trans women. So where do you want
Oh,
them to go? Oh, wait a minute. They should have
to
their own.
hell probably.
Yeah, they should have their own center. Like, why?
Oh fuck
Whenever
that! Because
TERF say
if
they
they
should
try
have,
to build that, that little cunt would be so mad at them not accepting cis women in.
exactly,
So fuck her.
exactly.
I'm sorry, I got genuinely pissed at
No,
that
it's
one.
like it's like whenever I hear that argument,
Yeah.
right, I always bring up the segregation that happened to black people.
Yeah, yeah,
No, that's what they're wanting. They
yeah,
want this segregation. It's like no,
yeah, and that's the
we
like
already went through
best
that,
case
and
scenario.
by we, black
Worst
people
case is
already,
just an active
yeah,
genocide.
black people already went through that. No, we don't want that happening again. So how about instead of growing a heart, grow a brain.
We should just
Um,
go through like history. When has the genocidal people been the heroes?
uh, yeah, uh, but yeah, so yeah, Rosie Duffield is
Yeah,
retired,
yeah,
or probably more amped, sacked as MP. So that's good.
yeah.
Um,
If I was a piece of shit, I would have said that she's actually and then used a slur instead of saying retired. It sounds kind of similar to retired.
yeah,
But I'm not a piece of shit, so I just put it in the brains of all our dear listeners and viewers because now you're the racist because you not racist. Now you're the ableist Because you imagined the word being said. I didn't say it. Haha, I am a cruel god. I'm in such a fucking bizarre mood.
Yeah.
But I am a cruel and capricious.
So no, not that one. Skip. No, I don't want that. See.
Shim shimney, shim shimney, shim
Right.
shim shiree.
The last one is trans rally outside Labour Party conference urges government to do better. So dozens of transgender men and women and their allies have gathered outside the Labour Party conference in Liverpool to call on Prime Minister Keir Starmer to put trans rights back on the agenda. That's never going to happen because Keir Starmer is a prick. The rally, organised by Labour for trans rights, took place outside close to the arena and convention centre where Labour's first annual conference since returning to power is taking place this week. Trade unionists, party members, and an MP gave speeches. Seriously, sorts out your fucking grammar. Despite Starmer talking of a reset moment on toxic discourse in pre-election pledge to pin news, the return of Labour to government was met with caution by members of the trans community after years of anti-trans rhetoric from the Conservatives and the then opposition's wavering stance on issues such as single-sex spaces and self-ID. Just weeks after July's general election, Labour renewed the Labour emergency Tory ban on the sale and supply of puberty blockers, which came into force in the wake of the publication of the Cass report in April. Health Secretary Wes Streeting, who had earlier said he regretted making a statement, he didn't. Trans women are women, defended extending the emergency ban, saying he was determined to improve the quality of and access to care for trans people. Well, we all know this was a complete
Just
lie.
not in a way that would actually help them.
Yeah, the decision was met with outrage from trans people. Activists and other Labour politicians who viewed it as a backstep on promises to remove indignities for transgender people. At, at the rally, Nottingham East MP Nadia Whittam, who had already called on her party to tackle the transphobia in its ranks, said she had been left disappointed by Labour's first month in power. I don't want us to get to the end of the next year and say it's been another difficult year for trans people. Yeah. As much as I would love to be optimistic, and I always try to be, I don't see that happening myself, but we'll see.
No.
And I truly believe we can do that, and that is why I have to say I am very disappointed in the start our government has made. She also attacked the Tories' record on transgender rights and the rise in anti-trans narratives in politics across the board. For a number of years now, previous governments and politicians in this country have not only failed on positive progress for trans people, but they also have attacked their existing rights. This country has been destroyed by the Conservatives and Labour to distract from it and to divide us, so that they could hold on to power. They fanned the flames of hate towards marginalized groups. So yeah, um,
What a fucking piece of shit.
yeah, uh,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I got really fucking sleepy all of a sudden.
yeah. I'll cover one more, and then I think we'll call it.
Yeah.
Um, so a lesbian firefighter awarded 1.3 million compensation after decades of harassment. A lesbian firefighter has
Good.
been awarded 1.3 million £970,000 compensation after enduring decades of harassment from male colleagues. On Tuesday, 24th of September, Kansas City Council's finance team recommended that Rebecca Reynolds receive the settlement following 21 years of abuse from fellow firefighters and superiors. The payout, the largest in the fire department's history, was approved on Thursday, 26th of September. Reynolds, who
Good.
graduated from the fire academy at the age of 40, revealed in two lawsuits the abuse she had suffered because of her sexuality and age. One colleague told her was only a lesbian because she hadn't slept with a man.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you're not that great, you cunt.
Reynolds to resign as part of a settlement. She has agreed to drop two further lawsuits and not to file a third, in which she alleged that a co-worker had urinated in her office while she was on extended medical leave. Okay.
That was a
In
weird one.
yeah, in relation to the incident, Please Robinson III has been charged with first-degree harassment and first-degree property damage. As part of the settlement, Reynolds will resign. She said she proud of the job she had done. In the UK,
Yeah.
the Home Affairs Select Committee concluded in May that England's fire and rescue service is institutionally misogynistic, racist, and homophobic. Well, yeah, I think everyone knew that.
Yeah.
Same as the police. But anyway, a report
Yeah.
published last year revealed that staff in a quarter of fire services in England had reported allegations of homophobia, racism, and misogyny. So yeah,
Yeah. Fuck the world.
yeah.
Nah.
21,
I'm
20,
still being hopeful. Like,
yeah, 21 years of
I'm gonna.
put of putting up with harassment. That is fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like, good on her,
Honestly,
good
that's
on
like
her.
working 25 years with me.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably a better woman than a lot of women because
Yeah.
for staying in the job for that long.
Hey, I
But
don't
I
know how
mean,
old you are, lady, but please marry me so I can get some money.
uh, she
Oh, weird.
she graduated from the fire academy at the age of 40. So 40, 21 years. So she probably retired at about
Nah, fuck it.
50.
No, find some other girl.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
It's a bit too big of an age gap, I think.
yeah. Um, but yeah, that was um tonight's topics
Yeah.
on the podcast. Um, threw in some little Twitter stuff because it's Twitter.
We gotta
It's
keep
full of
the
morons.
lions entertained. Gotta
Yeah.
feed the pigs the
Um.
slop they want.
Yeah. Um. And yeah, so again, as usual, as per usual,
Yeah.
next week we'll bring you the review of
Oh,
Oliver
we will
Young.
bring you something. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I will.
And yeah, like either I will review the actual book or I will imagine up a book if I can't find it. I will imagine what the book is, and then I'll do a review of that one.
Yeah.
And I will genuinely write that one as well. It will be funny as shit. But I'll
Yeah.
try to actually get a hold of the book first and foremost. I've been trying this week, but it hasn't like worked out. But,
Yeah.
there's
Doesn't
always
matter
next
because
week.
I can always tell you what I've written and then you can just go off on that. But either
Oh
way,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
And I
either
will
way,
definitely do an actual review of like a book I haven't read that otherwise because that's totally fine.
yeah. But yeah, you've got that to look forward to. I'll probably
Yeah.
skip because I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing. I'm gonna skip and
Is it himself reading it?
no, um,
Oh,
he's got someone else,
his kindergarten
doing the
teacher who is actually teaching him to read while recording the book. And that's like the funniest thing. Like he clearly didn't write this book himself. He can't write.
Of course not. He's um he's too busy grifting.
Yeah, and
Um,
also like not having learned the fucking language of English. Did I know the language of English when I started that fucking sentence?
I'm currently on chapter 8, and there's
Yeah,
39 chapters, so I'm gonna skip a few.
yeah.
But my reviews that I've written will basically tell you all you need to know, and so yeah, so you've got that to look forward to, and then the
Yeah.
week after that we'll cover more news. Um, Also
Oh, yeah.
in my where is it? In my library, um I've got two more books by Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah.
I've got a Survivor,
Which ones? Oh yeah.
Survivor, and I've got a Fight Club.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. If we have time next week, we can like you probably haven't read them until then, but like whenever we have time, I'll love to talk about them.
Yeah, but that,
Um,
but again, too, in case you didn't hear, um, this will be the last time I repeat it, and if you didn't hear us, then that's too bad. We have a new format. One week we cover
yeah.
news, politics, all of that bollocks. Um, and then once a week
Because talking
we,
about the genocide aimed against her
yeah,
every week makes Max a sad girl.
yeah, and once a week we'll do a book review, a movie review. Um, yeah, so that's our
Or
new
just
format.
whatever we feel like for that episode.
Yeah, um,
A Q&A if we have any.
yeah, um,
I have many A's, but not that many Q's.
yeah. So yeah, that will be the last time I repeat that because
Yeah. I also
I
have
don't
one
like,
idea for
yeah, because I do
I
not
have one
like,
idea for like segment
yeah,
that will be me uh, finding like actual advice columns, taking the questions and then just responding to them myself. So we'll go out on like certain gay sites advice columns and see what I think of those answers, and you'll all have to join me for it because I just thought that up. That's something that I've been wanting to do for a while.
yeah, Yeah, we can do that.
like a while for a few years.
Yeah,
And yeah, this is just me doing comedy bits, but it will be comedy bits about uh gays.
yeah, yeah. Also, um, in the not too distant future, um, you
Next
will,
Sunday, AD.
yeah, you will see a increase in quality. And what I mean by that is
Oh
that
yeah,
once I have bought a portable hard drive, um,
yeah.
I will be able to export our podcasts in high quality. So
Oh,
you may,
nice.
in the not too distant future, may be able to review us in glorious. I mean, you might not want to, but you'll be able to view us in glorious 4K. In the
That's
not too
cool. I will want
distant
to do
future.
that. I
Yeah,
will want to do
well,
that because I watch the shit.
yeah.
I'm
So
also
yeah,
buying like VR glasses, so I'll be watching us in VR.
yeah, yeah. So yeah. But that would be it because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. My brain is fucking melting.
yeah. I need a bit of a break before I need to do something else, and then I'm going to bed. So join us again next week.
Yeah.
Um, what am I saying? Join us, like, for fuck's sake. Next
Or
week,
join us for the first time next week.
yeah,
If you do
yeah,
join us for the first time next week, I will fucking kill you.
yeah. My brain is going on meltdown. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
next week, book
I
review.
just
Uh, I will put a tweet out in between then to ask for questions, ask for whatever. Until then, have fun, have a nice weekend.
unsolicited advice.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
breaking down. Fuck me hell.
Uh. We'll
Bye
see
everyone.
you in next week. Right. I'm gonna
Don't do heroin.
no. Right. I'm gonna stop recording. Do that.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
gonna